your tracking is lying to you. And that is not even the worst part. Over the past 6 months, I sat down with more than 30 e-commerce operators, brands doing from 1 million a month to 100 million a month. I screen shared their ad account. I asked them what was broken, and every single one of them, without exception, was getting at least one of these 10 things wrong. Here is the stack, in order, from foundation to scale. Let me start with the thing nobody wants to hear first. Before creative, before campaign structure, before any of the sexy stuff, your tech has to work. And for most brands, it does not. Connor at Hexclad stated very clear. They ran conditional pixels for years. Separate pixels for different product categories. Brilliant for signal engineers, but it killed their CAPI tracking. In a world where browser cookies are disappearing, they were flying half blind. Here is what most operators do not understand about CAPI. It only helps when your events, customer IDs, and deduplication are clean. If they are messy, you are not fixing your tracking. You are feeding Meta bad data, but faster. Bad signals train bad spend, and it gets worse. Mike Bars at Nutrition Factory had an invisible cart bug. Out-of-stock items silently falling to add to cart. It wasted ad spend for weeks before anyone caught it. Not his team, not his headless vendor, nobody. Then there is LPV percentage, landing page view percent. If yours is below 60%, you are paying for clicks that never arrive. Slow pages, redirect chains, pop-ups that fire before the page load. Darren Fenton at The Fat Butcher said it best on our call. If the website is broken at the conversion rate part, serving more traffic just makes it more broke. And he is right. And that leads directly to problem number 2. Here is the trap. You advertise your bestseller. Your bestseller is your bestseller because you advertise it. It is a circular loop. It feels like a strategy. It is actually a default. The operators who win did not advertise their bestseller. They advertised their best customer maker, the products that start the highest value customer journeys. And these are often completely different products. Ben Diamond at True Classic cut an entire denim line, a line that was selling 700,000, did not lose any overall sales. The revenue was there, but the value was not. Now, how do you know which products are your customer makers? You need multiple data layers. Sales volume, customer experience signals like NPS, return rates, support tickets for that specific product. Then you need behavioral data. When someone buys this first, do they come back? And then you need demand trends. Are people in the market for the products that you're selling right now, according to the current seasonality? And of course, do you have those products in stock? But I'm not mentioning those. There is a way to find all of those things like this by working with OmniConvert Nexus. This is showing you the products that are in the star zone, high demand, and high stickiness that deserve your acquisition budget. The products can also be in the toxic zone, which means you sell them a lot, but they have terrible post-purchase behavior. They cost you money every time you run an ad, and people, guess what? They are pissed off and they give you bad reviews or fill your support tickets with complaints. But even if you know which products to push, there is a deeper question. Do you know why people buy them? And this story still haunts me. We work with a blanket company. Their marketing sold cozy comfort, luxury relaxation. The product page said the same thing. Then we ran jobs to be done interviews with their highest value customers. One woman used the blanket because she was a caretaker for her special needs child. She needed to sleep deeply enough to rest, but lightly enough to wake when the kid called. For her, this was not a comfort product, it was a survival product. That one interview changed the ad creative and the landing page and the emails and even the positioning, because we've validated on a lot of customers with quantitative surveys that this struggling moment is what makes a lot of their customers buy. This is called the struggling moment in the jobs to be done. One struggling moment in the customer's own language unlocked messaging the marketing department would never have invented in a brainstorm. This is what we call job to be done. People do not buy products, they hire products to make progress in their life. Anthony Burgess at Dr. Sam's markets the same skincare product to two completely different segments. For women at menopause with breakouts and for 20-year-olds with appearance anxiety. Same formula, different struggling moment, different messaging, different ads, different landing pages. Another example, Nahid at Aikido Knives. We had an amazing conversation, but he has never heard of jobs to be done before our call. Every product page on his site said the same thing about sharpness and steel quality and so on. However, he sells different knives for different purposes. purposes, but he's using the same message and the same customer confusion. Here is the rule. If you cannot articulate the top 3 jobs to be done your product is hired for in your customer's language and not yours, every ad you run is an expensive guess. So how do you do to find the jobs to be done? In OmniConvert Nexus, there is a section called Jobs to be done. It's ingesting reviews for your product, and then it's crunching the data with NLP, it's being trained to identify the jobs to be done and the struggling moments, and there you go. As you can see here, you can validate which are the jobs to be done. And there is more to that. You can also diagnose what kind of struggling moments your competitors are advertising for, because you can compare their concept with your concepts and see how many ads you are running against them. Now, you know your products and you know the jobs to be done. But before you start making the creatives, there is one more step most operators skip entirely. I need to debunk 4 myths here. Myth number 1, that Advantage Plus replaces the strategy. It does not. ASC reduces setup work. It does not fix weak creative, bad catalogs, or messy conversion events. Automation amplifies your inputs. If your inputs are garbage, Advantage Plus will amplify garbage, but faster. Myth number 2, more ad sets mean more control. Fragmentation feels like control. It becomes auction comfy. Your own ad sets bidding against each other. Sean Frank at Ridge consolidates into fewer CBO campaigns for what he calls budget liquidity. He gives up the feeling of control and gets better results. Connor at Hexclad runs a hybrid CBO structure. Minimum daily spend limits so new concepts get a fair test. Maximum caps so Meta cannot dump 50K into one ad set overnight. Now, here is the myth that changes everything about how you think about creative. And this is myth number 3. Targeting is still the main driver. It is not. Interest targeting is almost dead. Lookalike audiences are deprecated. Meta decides who sees your ad based on the creative itself. A UGC video of a young woman unboxing skincare reaches a different audience than a testimonial from a 65-year-old grandmother. Same campaign, same settings, but the creative is the targeting, which means your creative diversity is your audience diversity. Our competitors that are doing a third of what we're doing with OmniConvert Nexus, Reza at Motion, released data showing that 4 to 8% of ads become scalable winners. Over half lose outright. The question is not how to make more ads, it is how to improve the hit rate. Connor stated that at Hexclad's 2026 planning meeting, there was not a single mention of we need to launch X number of tests per week. It was all concept driven. 5 to 10 concepts per week. Fewer iterations, better performance. Yoni Levy at Meta confirmed it from the platform side. 5 genuinely different angles outperform 100 variations of the same hook. Andromeda wants signal diversity, but diverse creative is only half the equation. The click has to land somewhere, and this is where I see the biggest gap. Mark at JJ told me, one of the biggest challenges right now is customer journey. How you take people from an ad onto the website. That's something that is very hard to manage. Where to lead the customer so that you can maximize the chances to convert that customer. For instance, there are plenty of websites that are sending all their traffic to the product pages. Every ad, every angle, every audience, the same page. And with eCommerce benchmark.ai, you can verify this for your own e-commerce and see how others are doing. So if you have 20 ads, why shouldn't you have 20 landing pages? Mike Byers at Nutrition Factory stated the same thing. I have to pay a lot to develop landing pages that are generic. When I described how to automatically generate landing pages that match the specific creative, he said that's huge. And it is. The principle is simple. Every ad should point to a landing page that continues the exact thread the ad started. Same job, same struggling moment, same tone. Now, here is the part where most operators get hurt the most. Scaling. And that is myth 4. If ROAS is high, scale it. High ROAS can hide retargeting and repeat buyers. Platform ROAS is not scale proof. Scale only when the marketing efficiency ratio, new customer ROAS, and profit all hold. Brian Keno at True Classic built the stair-step method. Push spend up, hold flat for a week, verify cash flow, check the supply chain, then push again. And retargeting ROS is not growth. Warm buyers were already going to convert. Kari Plafker accepts lower ROS if a campaign drives 85 to 90% net new visitors. Yoni Levy at Meta shared that brands using incremental attribution see a 46% lift in incremental outcomes. 46%. That is not a rounding error. That is a different business. And last one, and this is the most neglected. If you convert 2 to 3% of your meta traffic, 97% of the visitors you paid for leave without buying. No email, no phone number, no second chance. A proper lead magnet, a quiz, a guide, an assessment, a sample turns a bounce visit into a captured demand. That email goes into a nurture sequence. That sequence converts over days or weeks instead of seconds. And if you know your 3 primary jobs to be done, you build 3 different nurturing sequences. Each one speaks to a different struggling moment. One size fits all flows leave 20 to 40% of second order revenue on the table. These 10 problems are a stack. You solve them in order or you solve nothing. This week, do one thing. Pull your product data and ask which product starts the highest value customer journey. Not your best seller, your best customer maker. If you do not know the answer, then try out OmniConvert Nexus. Or if you don't want to install just another Shopify app, use the eCommerce benchmark.ai. That will surface it in 5 minutes. Link is in the description. It is free. And in the next video, I'm going to break down exactly how to structure your meta ad account, the hybrid CBO, the minimums and the maximums, the full system. If this was useful and you don't want to hear about me anymore, don't subscribe to my channel. If the contrary is true, stick around. I publish new videos to help you make progress with your Shopify and campaigns every single week.